Hello, and welcome back to Attack on Titan Enthusiasts. In this video, I'd like to take some time to talk about the creator of Attack on Titan, including what kind of life he led before he started making the story, the struggles he went through while creating it, and his life after the series was completed. Isayama is now 36 years old, and it took him about 11 and a half years to finish Attack on Titan. So, there should be plenty of things to go over. Please be aware, this video may contain spoilers up to the present day of Isayama's life. Isayama's birth. Isayama was born on August 19, 1986, in a city named Hita in the Oita prefecture, and was the son of a plum farmer. Hita is a city surrounded by nature, but because there's mountains on all sides, you could compare it to the city surrounded by walls in Attack on Titan. He even said in an interview, "I wanted to get out of the countryside, outside of the wall, because outside of the countryside, there are titans in society, and I would have to fight them." So, that little boy trapped in the countryside was very similar to Eren. He also loved manga ever since he was a child. In elementary school, Isayama wasn't particularly smart or athletic, but he decided to draw, which was the only thing he liked to do. Because he thought he had more talent for drawing than others, he didn't take it seriously. Even so, he never gave up on his dream of becoming a manga artist. He constantly left doodles in his notes and textbooks, but he kept his dream a secret. Isayama considered himself to be a weird child, but he was also a class clown, always telling jokes and making people laugh while hiding how he really felt. He even joined the soccer club, despite being bad at sports and not being able to keep up with the others. He played the role of an unmotivated child to avoid causing any trouble. In the graduation book of his elementary school, his friends wrote things like they didn't know what he was thinking, and the way he smiles was creepy. Most of the information about Isayama's middle school years hasn't been revealed, and I don't blame him, because I'm never revealing those years either. The only info we have is what he wrote in his graduation book. There, all he left was, "My future dream is to be cellophane tape, and if I'm reborn, I want to be a mammal." Isayama's high school years. He went to Hitabayashi Technical High School, a school with a strong baseball team that participated in the Koshien National High School Baseball Tournament. When he was 16 years old, he watched a martial arts match that Bob Sapp participated in and became super interested in martial arts. After that, he entered his first manga competition of his life, but unfortunately, he didn't win. I don't know what the content of his first manga was, but seeing how interested he was in martial arts at the time, it may have been related to that. Isayama was actually so confident about his first manga that when he found out he didn't win, he was disappointed not simply because he lost, but because he thought that the manuscript didn't arrive in time due to a postal accident. Around this time, his father found the manuscript he had been keeping secret and straight out told him, "You can't be a manga artist." Isayama says that when this happened, he just stood there and couldn't even say anything back. Even so, he still had his eyes set on a very successful future, so he didn't let his father's opinion stop him. When he was in vocational school, unable to give up on his dream, Isayama attended Kyushu Designer School in Fukuoka. His father was against it, so he lied and said he wanted to go because he was trying to become a furniture and home appliance designer. Isayama knew that he wouldn't be able to trick his parents like that, but he couldn't bring himself to argue with his parents. Isayama was aware that his drawings weren't very good, but he couldn't give up on his dream no matter what. So he thought that as long as the content was interesting, he would be fine. So he rarely practiced drawing. While the other students were becoming better artists, he was focused on the other aspects of the process that are just as important when creating manga. The birth of Attack on Titan. As a result of his hard work, he completed the Humans vs. Titans manga, the prototype for what would later become Attack on Titan. He submitted his work to Shonen Jump, but the editor there brushed it off, saying to bring him Jump, not a manga. Not wanting to lose his own style, Isayama decided to bring his work to Shonen magazine. his luck would change drastically when he met Shintaro Kawakubo, who became his editor. Kawakubo praised Isayama's drawing skills, which was the one thing he wasn't confident in, by saying that he felt power in his drawing. Kawakubo had only been with the company for 1 month when he recognized Isayama's talent. Attack on Titan went on to win a Fine Work Award in the magazine Grand Prix, and when Isayama received a phone call telling him he had won the award, he was so happy he started screaming and celebrating on a bridge he was walking on. Then he used the money from the Fine Work Award in the magazine Grand Prix to go to Tokyo. Isayama and Kawakubo lived far away from each other, so they always had to have their meetings over the phone. Kawakubo was surprised to learn that Isayama had already moved to Tokyo the next time he talked to him. Isayama at 22 years old. After improving his drawing skills, Isayama won a special prize at the New Comic Book Awards for Heartbreak 1 and officially made his debut. Later, while working as an assistant, he began to realize that it really didn't matter if his drawings weren't that good as long as his chapters were interesting. Eventually, Isayama was offered a place in the magazine. He submitted 3 different works to the editorial department, including Attack on Titan, but I'm sure we can all guess which one got chosen. Before the series began publication, he'd only decided on a few key points, like that the Titans were really human, so he had to add a lot of things. The world of Attack on Titan eventually grew into what it is today. Attack on Titan's release. In 2009, at the age of 23, Isayama finally started releasing Attack on Titan in Bessatsu Shonen magazine. The shocking development where the main character gets eaten in the 2nd volume was something everyone was talking about, making the manga very popular early on. While he was really busy writing the story of Attack on Titan, he was also checking the reactions of his fans online to see what they thought of it. In threads discussing the identity of the female Titan and if Reiner was a spy, there was an anonymous user that had so much insight that a lot of people started to think that it was Isayama himself leaving hints. He hasn't confirmed doing that, but he has said that he looks on feedback online often and would sometimes feel conflicted, thinking that he wasn't giving the readers what they wanted to read. He even went so far as to ask if he should change the story to implement the popular opinions online. But after seeing that the overwhelming majority of the comments he got said to not do that, he decided to continue making the story the way he wanted to. 2 years after publication had started, at the age of 25, he won the 35th Kodansha Manga Awards in the Shonen division, the anime and live-action adaptations. In 2013, at the age of 27, Attack on Titan was adapted into an anime. There were mixed opinions on the manga because of Isayama's drawing ability, but the anime adaptation completely overcame that weakness, and the already popular Attack on Titan was well received globally. The success of the anime also increased the success of the manga. The live-action adaptation was also decided on, and despite the controversy that usually surrounds all live-action adaptations, as far as live-action adaptations go, it was a success. When looking back on the movie, Isayama said that he was very excited by the power and charm of the Titan. There were a lot of people who had something to say about the direction the story took in the movie, but Isayama defended it, saying that it was a story originally conceived of by him and then recreated by professionals. In 2018, at the age of 32, Isayama got married. His editor says that he's become a lot more like a normal human since marriage. On November 18, 2018, Isayama appeared on Jounetsu Tairiku. He returned to his hometown and was interviewed with his parents. At the time, what he thought he would use as the final panel of Attack on Titan's manga was shown during this interview, attracting a lot of attention to the show. The ending of Attack on Titan. On April 9th, 2021, the series reached its conclusion, and on June 9th, the final volume was released. Isayama had worked hard on this story for 11 and a half years with almost no breaks in the publication. The end of Attack on Titan was shocking and thought-provoking, but at the same time, it was very sad to see the series come to an end. The total number of copies sold exceeds 100 million, making it a very popular manga in Japan and all around the world. Isayama had this to say about the story of Attack on Titan. I wanted the reader to be able to look at the same scene and feel a different emotion the second time he or she reads it. When the story begins, we're only seeing things from Eren's point of view. But when you reread the manga, you'll be able to see the story from multiple perspectives. He also said that he wasn't trying to make Eren like himself, but eventually, he realized that he was gradually starting to identify with him more and more. Eren continues to pursue a life of freedom without anyone telling him what he can't do, which was similar to Isayama Sensei, who became what he is today, despite everyone saying he couldn't. Isayama also said that for his next manga, he would like to draw a dark comedy. Even though it would be a comedy, it would still be done in Isayama's style. So instead of a series of misadventures, there would probably be foreshadowing scattered throughout the story. Alright, that's all we have for Isayama, the author of Attack on Titan. If you know any other details not mentioned, or have anything to add on those that were, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again in the next video.